me make sure everything is correct before I step. Let me make sure everything is correct before I step. Let me make sure everything is correct before I step. Let's make sure everything. All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all having a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna talk about DEVIN, Haney, VADA, and Victor Conte. Haney accused of not wanting the Brian Norman fight, along with him. A lot of insinuations to him taking part in some type of PED use, the irony behind that, and all that good stuff, man. We definitely gonna have a good one today. We got a whole lot to talk about. You see what I'm saying? But before we do all of that, let's go ahead and get the likes in. Let's go ahead and get the likes in, man. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's family, you know what I mean, is healthy and all that good stuff, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I'm feeling extremely blessed. I can't lie to you. It's been a long time since I've seen my son, Friday morning to be exact. And I'm getting him tomorrow afternoon, so I'm feeling extremely blessed about that. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see my boy, man. There's nothing like having your son, man. Shout out to the real fathers out there and all that good shit. You feel what I'm saying? We got 9 people in the building. Let's get 9 likes. LD, that's played out like your mother pussy. So we just gonna go ahead and get you up out of there. We not on that type of time today, man. We gonna have some real conversations. You feel me? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Jab Queen, what up? Dre Day, what up? They ain't my name, but salute. I don't know who Maul is. Chris Maldonado, what up? Marlon 2631 with the first comment of the day. What up? What up? Let me make sure the audio correct again. First comment of the day. What up? What up? Definitely gonna chop it up, y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Yes, this is a pimple patch on my forehead. My girl put it on for me. You know what I mean? Niggas skin be acting up sometimes. You feel me? Salute to everybody in the chat. Let me go ahead and get this shit together right here, man. This shit that's going on with DEVIN Haney, bro, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. And you know, to be honest with you, I ain't even want to talk about the whole situation, and I haven't been talking about it a lot. You know what I mean? In terms of like the PED situation between Norman and Haney, and how the Haneys want to do the drug testing right away, and the Normans are trying to postpone it to August 1st and stuff like that. And the reason why is because he's going on vacation out of the country, and you know, stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? I refrained from talking about it because there was some actual boxing shit that was going on. You see what I mean? So I wanted to, you know, hold back from speaking on that whole situation, but we definitely gonna cook. Shout out to the 39 people that's in the building. We got 39 people in the building. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up. Let's get it popping. Let's get the likes up before we start cooking in this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up before we cook. Because this shit is absolutely disgusting, man. And what's sad is I'm seeing this from guys that used to be fighters. You see what I'm saying? Like, shit not really adding up. But we gonna go ahead and talk about it. Let me pull this video up right here. No, we definitely gonna speak about it. This shit is absolutely disgusting, man. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel, man. We on the road to 4K. We about to hit that 3,100 mark already. We just hit 3K the other day. We about to hit that 3,100 mark, man. Come on, man. We definitely heating up around this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? It don't cost nothing to hit the likes. It don't cost nothing to hit the likes. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. We already a few minutes in. We're about to be 5 minutes in. Smooshy, what up? Hope everything is well. So, there's been a lot of, we're going to speak about the DEVIN Haney and Brian Norman situation and how VADA and Victor Conte is a part of this conversation as well. And we're going to be as objective as possible. We're going to keep this as, and this ain't no DEVIN Haney defense video or anything like that. We're going to bring everything to the table. And I want everybody in the chat, you know what I mean? If you feel like I'm saying something wrong, or if you feel like I'm tripping or whatever the case is, man, state your opinion in the comments. You will not get banned from the chat from just stating your opinion. Remember, challenge the argument, not the person, and you will be all right. So there's been a lot of back and forth between the Haneys and the Normans, man. You know what I'm saying? We spoke about it a little bit when that, that argument had popped off on, Coach Malachi's channel and stuff like that. And I wasn't very too fond of that because I thought it went a little bit too far. You know what I mean? But since then, it seems like they've taken a little bit of a understanding between each other. They fell back from the personal attacks, and they actually ran into each other in person. Shortly afterwards, that they had gotten into a physical altercation where I thought, in my opinion, the security got a little bit too handsy. You know what I mean? I think he went completely against what he was supposed to do, which was de-escalate the situation and keep his, client, in the safest environment as possible. I think he failed to do so, but thank God, these guys ain't fucked the money up and possibly ruin a great fight to take place in November. Now, so that was 2 bumps in the road that the Haneys and the Normans already done had. You know what I mean? With the first one being an argument that got a little bit out of control. Then the second time, that physical altercation with the security guards. Now, there was another situation that had arisen in which Devin Haney, Bill Haney, you know what I mean? I guess you can include both of them because, they work together, father and son. They were requesting that the Normans start VADA testing immediately. You see what I mean? They wanted to get into VADA testing immediately. They didn't want any, off time, you know what I mean, before, the contract was signed, I guess you would say. They, like, as soon as this fight was made official and they did the press conference and stuff like that, they wanted immediate VADA testing. The Normans had provided some pushback, and they were saying how, you know what I mean, there's no way for them to, possibly take anything and reap the benefits from any performance enhancement drugs if they just waited until, August 1st. And they were saying that they were going to wait until August 1st because Brian Norman Jr. is going out of the country. He's going on vacation and stuff like that. And, on the Haney side, they weren't too comfortable with waiting for that time frame. They understanding that Brian Norman is going out of town. You know what I mean? And, a lot of things can happen when, you're going out of town. So I think they're just trying to take a safety measure or whatever the case is. They were looking to get some type of security. You know what I mean? They're looking for some type of security, you feel what I'm saying? And trying to see exactly, I'm trying to see how to put this together, y'all. I'm sorry. They want some type of reassurance that while this man is going out of town, that he won't be partaking in any, ill activities or illegal activities, that's not in accordance with the sport of boxing. You feel what I'm saying? And there was a little bit of pushback, and it had gotten to the point where Bill Haney was like, yo, I'm so serious about this stance that I'm taking right now that if y'all don't take VADA testing immediately, like right away, then we're not making the fight happen. And, the Normans, Brian Norman Sr. was being pretty stern about the whole situation and saying, oh, well, go ahead and tell Turkey Al-Sheikh that we ain't fighting none. Something that happened behind the scenes. Something had happened behind the scenes, and, all of a sudden the Normans are signing up immediately for VADA testing, which is a great thing. And listen, I hear what the Normans are saying. Like, what can I possibly do to, come back, with the small amount of time that I'm going to be away, on vacation, because from July 21st, as of today, till August 1st, that's about a week, 8, 9, 10. That's literally 11 days, so a week and a half. You see what I'm saying? So they're saying, what could we possibly do in a week and a half that could, create some type of positive drug test, or, how could we reap the benefits of any performance enhancement drug, within this small time frame? Like, relax. You know what I mean? Pretty much saying, like, trust me. The Haneys just went through a traumatic situation. You know what I'm saying? That could have possibly derailed their career with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? They felt what it was like to be cheated, and they don't want to take those chances again. They don't want to be in a situation where they're in the ring with somebody else that's, popping, that's using PEDs or has the opportunity to use PEDs and successfully cycle off of it before, the drug testing comes about. You see what I'm saying? You didn't get any notifications. Well, I didn't put up an announcement. I just pretty much got on here and just started chopping it up. You feel what I'm saying? My apologies for that. But anyways, So, a lot of people had their opinions on this. There's people saying that Devin Haney and them are just looking for a way out of the fight. They're static in your background, really? There's people saying that Devin Haney and them are just looking for a way out of the fight. They're static in your background, really? They're static. All right, let's test it now. All right, let's test it now. I think we good. Let me know. Let me know something. Let's test it now. I think we good. I hear a little static as well. I don't know what the situation is, man. Forgive me for that. Let me know. Something. I think we good. I hear a little static as well. I don't know what the situation is, man. I don't know how to prevent that static from happening. That doesn't usually happen. But anyways. Your phone mic, maybe? I don't know. It's possible. Let me figure this out. Give me for that. I don't know. It's possible. Let me figure this out. Give me for that. It's possible. Yep. Figure this out. Give me for that. It's possible. Yep. All right, man. Fuck it. It is what it is, man. We gonna cook regardless. So listen, I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I mean? I gotta rock with the Haneys in this situation, man, because if you guys ain't got nothing to hide, you know what I mean? And if you guys aren't doing anything, then what's the problem with doing the media testing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all signed y'all sides of the deal. You know what I mean? This is a fight that's gonna be following through. Y'all both got an agreement set in place. So if that's known, you know what I mean, and y'all willing to follow through with the fight and all that good stuff, then immediate testing needs to take place as soon as y'all come to some type of agreement. I rock with the Haneys in this situation. You know what I mean? And could the Haneys be playing mind games? Possibly. But I'm under the impression that these aren't mind games at all. I think that they're trying to protect, you know what I mean? I think they're trying to protect themselves. You see what I'm saying? I think they genuinely trying to protect themselves in this situation. Like I said, and you can't fault them for reacting in this manner because they fell victim to people. They fell victim to a fighter who decided to use performance enhancement drugs. So can we really be mad at the Haneys for wanting some type of reassurance that no fuckery is going on in the sport of boxing? Mazuma TV, we're heavily against performance enhancement drugs. We don't stand for that at all, and we don't make no excuses for fighters who happen to take them. And I've always said that. And I said this, I feel like if you ranked at any sanctioning body, see this the thing though, Jab Queen. Just because they didn't come out publicly and request Jose Ramirez to take VADA testing, maybe he agreed to the VADA testing right away. You know what I mean? Maybe they had that discussions already behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And it didn't have to reach the public. We don't know how the way. We don't know how the way they went about it in that fight. You see what I mean? Maybe Jose Ramirez was already under 365 tested, so they didn't have to go that route. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, they didn't request Jose Ramirez to do so well, so why they requesting Brian Norman? My whole thing is, why the fuck does it matter whether he asks one person or not? Okay, so Jag Queen, what's wrong with them asking for additional testing? What's wrong with them asking for additional testing? If they want testing, however long before the fight, it should never be an issue. It should never be it should never be an issue. I could give a fuck if we agree to in a fight a year in advance. If I'm and let's say we got something in agreement where we doing drug testing 4 months before the fight. If I say, yo, I want additional testing, there shouldn't be no resistance behind that. There should be no resistance behind that. If you're clean, you're clean, and there shouldn't be no issue with taking additional drug testing at all. You see what I'm saying? I'm one of the people that, like I said, I feel like if you rank under any type of sanctioning body, you a world champion, WBO, WBA, WBC, IBF, you should automatically be enrolled in 365 random blood and urine testing, point blank, period. And I don't give a fuck about anybody. Which Jam Queen, what is it that you disagreeing with? Are you not for wanting the cleanest sport possible? That's what I'm not understanding. So he didn't come out publicly and ask Jose Ramirez to do 365 testing. Okay, cool. Brian Norman, he asking for 365 testing, additional testing. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? If you want to get in the ring with Devin Haney, or you want to get in there, you know what I mean, and be in this big fight that involves a lot of fucking money, what was the problem with asking for additional testing? But what is it that you disagreeing with? You saying let's agree to disagree. What is it that we disagreeing on? What's wrong with asking for additional testing? I'm literally asking you that. What is it that we disagreeing on? The fact that that they're asking Brian Norman to do additional testing, so what? Are we for clean boxing or not? Or are we only we're for clean boxing, but only for this amount of time? I don't understand that. Picking and choosing out of fear. I don't understand that. Yeah, that makes what you mean out of fear? How about for the integrity of the sport and wanting clean fighters in boxing? So because they already agreed to 8 weeks of testing, it's wrong to request an additional 2? Nah, Ghost, I didn't make an announcement, so I didn't expect the notifications to come out, man. My apologies for that. So because they already agreed to an additional 8 weeks of testing, like they agreed to 8 weeks of testing, them making an additional request for an additional 2 weeks, that's a problem. So what? 18 weeks. Yes, there's people that are enrolled. Devin Haney is literally enrolled in 365 random blood and urine testing. That's more than 18 weeks. Like, who cares how many weeks it is? Whether it's 2 weeks, 18 weeks, 30 weeks, 40 weeks, who cares how many weeks it is? The more weeks, the better, because that gives the fighters and the fans more reassurance that the fighter that's coming into the fight clean. The fuck? Like, I don't understand that. But anyways, and that's just me coming from the sport of boxing. You know, I know how grueling the sport is. I know how this shit could really affect people's health. You know what I'm saying? And how one fight could really change the trajectory of somebody's career. You know what I mean? And let's look through, and since, you know, there's some type of, you know, a disagreement that we got going on in the chat, let's just go over, you know, PEDs and how long it takes to affect a person once they take it. Steroid injections. This is stuff that y'all can all Google, people. This is online for the people to see on their own. Steroid injections takes 3 to 5 days to take effect in the human body. That's something that you can look up. Anabolic steroids takes 1 to 4 weeks on average to have an effect on the body. So this don't take too long to really kick in. And, you know, there's multiple masking agents that Brian Norman even admitted to in that Sean Porter interview that they could use to cover up the substances. IV. You see what I'm saying? He's well aware of what's going on. Not saying that he's guilty at all. And before I get to cooking, I'm not saying that Brian Norman is on performance enhancement drugs. That's not what I'm saying at all. But when there's some sort of pushback for some additional testing, it's almost like, why? Why? That's a little shady in my opinion. Not saying that they on the shit, but it's kind of weird because me personally, if somebody's requesting me to do additional drug testing to ensure a fight, I'm gonna do it. I want to show you doing it. All right, I'm gonna do it too to show you that I'm a clean athlete just like you. I don't understand what's the issue with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say the Normans, let's say the Devin Haneys are looking for a way out of the fight, like Sean Porter and all of them are saying. Let's say they are looking for a way out of the fight. The Normans should do it. You know why? Because that'll trap these guys. That'll trap these guys and give them no choice but to fight. If the Norman is genuinely, really think about this, y'all. Really think about this. Whether y'all motherfuckers agree or disagree with me, whatever the case is, it don't really matter to me, because I know I'm coming from a real place. I'm coming from, I know how this shit work. Like I done experienced all this shit. If you don't want to give, because what y'all doing right now by pushing back and not wanting to do drug testing for those additional weeks, you giving the Haneys a liable reason to walk away from the fight. And if y'all genuinely feel like they're fearful and they don't want to fight the Normans should do the drug testing so they don't got nowhere to run. Right? I know that, bro. I'm like, yo, listen, if I'm the Normans, I'm like, oh no, you ain't ducking this. You ain't ducking this fade, nigga. You ain't ducking this ass whooping. You know what I mean? We're gonna take this additional drug testing so you don't got nowhere to run. So you won't have no excuse to walk away from the table when we supposed to rumble. Straight like that. So I didn't even finish going through my list with the PEDs and how long it takes to affect the body. Steroid injections, like I said, takes 3 to 5 days to take effect in the body. 2 things can be right. Explain, Justin. What's 2 things that can be right? You can't be just making vague statements like that. You gotta tell me what you're talking about. Anabolic steroids, 1 to 4 weeks. HGH, aka human growth hormone, takes 4 to 8 weeks. SARMs, like ostarine, the shit that Ryan Garcia got caught with, takes 1 to 2 weeks to show effects in the body. So a lot of these PEDs that I'm telling y'all guys about don't take very long to reap the benefits from. Sucks Vando funny as shit. He said, get Eddie Reynoso on here. Get Eddie Reynoso on here. He's an expert on this topic, Mark. Oh yeah, he definitely know. He act like he don't know, and it's other people, it's other people's nutritionists and strength and conditioning coaches. From now on, I'm gonna be controlling everything in the camp. Yeah, sure, buddy. But anyways, it's like if you, like I said, and I brought this example up before. Let's say you got a high-paying job. This is the biggest paying job that you ever been offered in your whole life. AKA, this is Brian Newman's biggest payday thus far in his career, right? Cool. So let's say, we do drug testing. You know what I mean? Will you be able to take a drug test, on August 1st? You're like, oh yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll have that ready for you. Okay. You lead an interview, everything's cool. So then they give you a call later on. It was like, hey, actually, we just spoke it up. We just spoke it over with, the higher ups. They actually want to do some type of drug testing today. Are you able to do so? If you on that phone and you say no, guess what them employers gonna be thinking? Or if you give some type of pushback, like, oh, I don't know, I'm not gonna be available for that. Oh, okay, why not? Oh, because I'm gonna be doing this and this. Oh, well, they'll come to you if anything. Oh no, I'm gonna only be available August 1st. That's gonna look shady. That's gonna look suspicious. Not, and it's not definite that you're on some type of performance enhancement drugs. But at the same time, why are you so hesitant with taking the test? Why is there any type of resistance? I'm just saying, me personally, if I'm the Normans, and in my head, I feel like the Haney's are trying to run away from this fight, I'm gonna do that drug testing. So they won't have an excuse to run away. They won't have an excuse to run away. And they'll be like, oh, we're not going to take the fight because they don't want to do additional drug testing. And then I happen to like do it right after they say that. What could they say now? Not a motherfucking thing. And they're going to have to rumble. Straight like that. Simple and plain. Justin Jackson said, Brian Norman said he was going on vacation during that time. And he said he got tested in June after the Sasaki fight. Well, Justin Jackson, I'm going to tell you this. The Haneys don't give a fuck that he got drug tested in the Sasaki fight. You know why? Because that's not their fight. This is a totally separate fight. They going up at Brian Norman is facing them, so they want drug tested for their fight. They could care less what he tested for in the Sasaki fight. There's been a lot of time. There's been a week, a whole month and some change since the Sasaki fight. They could care less him testing a month ago. That's first of all. Second of all, even if he is going on vacation, VADA is known for traveling wherever you are to make you do that blood and urine testing. That's why when you go on vacation, you're supposed to tell them. We're supposed to tell them where we are, because there's a possibility that they might pull up. Them motherfuckers could pull up in Puerto Rico. They could pull up in Cancun. They could pull up in the UK. They could pull up in Japan. Wherever the fuck you are, you need to let them know where you are, because there's a likelihood that you could be in the middle of some partying or a good time or some barbecuing or some pool time or being at the beach. They knocking on that door like, hey, we here. Random blood in your intestine. What's wrong with that? And the Normans know that that VADA and them is capable of traveling and all that stuff. So what's the, like, why are you making it seem like they're only available when you're home? No, they're available all throughout the world, from what I understand. You see what I'm saying? They get paid to do so, so they have to move accordingly. So, and wouldn't they be pretty predictable if they only tested you while you was at home? It's random blood in your intestines, so no matter where you are. I remember they did a VADA test with Floyd while he was in the club. I remember Floyd was chilling at the club. This nigga throwing ones at strippers, and they sitting there waiting for him to get him a sample. I remember they was waiting for him to piss. They were sitting there at the club just chilling with Floyd until he was ready to piss. Like, that's how VADA move. You feel what I'm saying? Jad Queen says, but we supposed to trust VADA and Victor when out his own mouth he said he has ways to help fighters pass the test. This is what, Jad Queen, this is what people don't understand, because I did my own research on the situation. Victor Conte and VADA have not been working together in well over a decade. Well over a decade. And when you ask these reporters, they know this. That's what pissed me off about that whole shit with Sean Sattel, the motherfucker that look like Drake Bell that be sitting down comfy as shit, leaning on niggas' shoulders on Sean Porter couch. That nigga right there, he knows that. He knows that Victor Conte and the head of VADA, they had some internal beef going on in the whole situation. They split apart well over a decade ago. So why are we, when they have not been working together in well over a decade, why are they still linking these two together as if they have some type of relation, like some working relationship together? That shit makes zero sense. And Victor Conte says that, there is a way to pass the test. Yeah, there is a way to pass the test. That's what he said, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's giving these dudes the formula to pass these fucking tests. And this is another thing. When I never heard Victor Conte be involved with helping fighters cheat until black fighters was brought over into SNAC. I heard this shit with Terrence Crawford. I heard this shit with fucking Devin Haney now. People are insinuating Devin Haney of you using PEDs because he has a business relationship with SNAC. Mind you, Mikey Garcia was over there with SNAC. Ryan Garcia had a relationship with SNAC. You see what I'm saying? See, y'all dealing with assumptions. How is Devin Haney the face of SNAC? How is he the face of SNAC? Who named him that? All of a sudden, Devin Haney the mascot for? Come on, dog. Stop it. Stop it. So Terrence Crawford guilty too. So we gonna sit here and insinuate that Terrence Crawford on some type of PED? He moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. Is he suspicious for being on PEDs because he's dealing with Victor Conte? I seen that man. I seen Terrence Crawford at SNAC training facility. Is he guilty? Because I could have sworn the man, Sean Porter, that was putting these little assumptions out here that he's still dealing with Victor Conte and all that, with Sean telling them, I could have sworn I seen Sean Porter with a SNAC t-shirt on. I could have sworn I seen him with that. I heard Sean, I seen Ryan Garcia with a SNAC shirt on talking shit about Victor Conte. He did business with Victor Conte too. So is he guilty as well? The Notorious, that's fact. SNAC is like any regular supplement company. You could buy some online. Yeah, you can. You can. Silks Bando said, let me find out Brian Norman pulled a John Jones and hit under the ring when VADA pulled up. I don't know, man. I'm not, like I said, this not a live where I'm talking about, Brian Norman being guilty or, I'm not insinuating none of that. What did Shane Mosley say? Shane Mosley was the one who got caught with PEDs. So he the last nigga to be talking. He the last nigga to be talking about somebody on some type of shit when Victor Conte showed that man how to put PEDs in his system, how to inject steroids. Yeah, Ryan Garcia, 100% a cheater. But I'm not seeing, like, bro, we over here, these niggas is bashing Devin Haney for dealing with SNAC. What did he say about Victor, Jay? You explain. Because now you going on now you talking about a totally different thing. You complaining about the Normans getting additional drug testing, which is extremely weird. I don't know why you would ever be against that. Now you talking about motherfucking what Shane Mosley said about Victor Conte. Okay. There's been a lot of popular fighters that have taken sponsorship money from SNAC. Terrence Crawford, Caleb Plant, Julian Williams, Demetrius Andre, Mikey Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Sean Porter. Are they all suspicious because they dealt with Victor Conte? What am I painting a narrative of? I'm not painting anything. I'm going based off of what you said. If you want to come on the live and explain yourself, you can. I'm trying to figure what narrative am I painting? I'm going off of what you said. You literally said that we got to agree to disagree because yeah, Mario Barrios on SNAC. Is he suspicious? Danny Jacobs, was he suspicious? David Benavidez, was he fucking with SNAC? He might have been. Is he suspicious? Mikey Garcia, yeah, one of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fighters of this past era. Was he dealing with SNAC? Is he suspicious? Come on, dog. Stop it. All I'm saying is, why were the Normans so hell bent on doing the testing on August 1st when they could have done it the day that the Haneys requested it? If y'all truly clean, that's all I'm saying. Not saying that they on PEDs, but why would you be so hesitant to take additional testing? That's all I'm asking. I feel like that's a pretty fair question. Okay, we're gonna drop the link right now. How can I put this in the chat? Coffee Plan, what up? Let me put this up right now. Yeah, like Kyle Fly, I actually see what you coming from. I think it was some psychological warfare going on. Like, y'all niggas ain't the big dogs, like we the champions. Cause I remember Norman was like, why you acting like, you know what I mean? Like y'all blessing us when we the motherfucking world champions. So I think it was a little bit of an alpha male thing, to be honest with you. I think it was like psychological warfare, like, nigga, y'all ain't gonna tell us what to do and how to do it. We doing this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna do, like, y'all not gonna tell us what to do. Like, y'all ain't the A side. Like that's probably how they looking at it. Like, we not about to, surrender to your demands, nigga. You coming up and fighting us. We the champions. You feel me? So that's how I see it. You said, you sure it's the right John? All right, let me see. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this. Wait until tonight, girl. I've been long until tonight, girl. Hopefully that's the right one. I don't know. I don't know. I guess since this is a mobile John, I think you got to go live off your phone. I don't know. Even Boots was with SNAC for a bit. Bro, this is the thing. There's a difference between working with Victor Conte and being sponsored by Victor Conte. Victor Conte done already broke this shit down. There's people that, actually do training with him and they do blood work and all types of shit like that. And there's people that accept sponsorship money. You know what I mean? To endorse his supplements. And I personally wouldn't have a fighter be involved with Victor Conte. You know what I'm saying? That's just me because of his history. And I don't feel like he should be in the sport of boxing. But Devin Haney requested VADA testing, and you know what I mean? People trying to suspect Devin Haney of being on some type of snake shit because he's dealing with VADA testing due to the fact that VADA and Victor Conte had a relationship at one point in time. That's weird. That's super weird. It's the link, but you can't click on it. Oh, well, I don't know then. I don't know what to do. I don't know. If I had Jade Queen number, I could probably send it to her, but it's not letting me.